Yes, welcome to another episode of Let There Be Talk, episode number 687. Today, it will be a solo episode. Welcome aboard. I just got back from Fort Collins, Colorado. 4 headlining shows at the incredible Comedy Fort, which is over the last couple of years risen up to the top 5 clubs in America, in my eyes. And a big shout out to David Rodriguez, the owner, and Chase Bernstein, who featured for me. But a huge shout out to a lot of people that came out. There was 4 sold out shows. And that is probably one of the few times that I have sold out the weekend. And that is a mystery to me, how, you can get it all lined up at some places and other places you can't, but it was great. I didn't know if it was going to be any good. I had no idea that spring break was happening. There's a college like 2 blocks away from the club, and you never know when you're booking stuff. You just don't know. I don't know when anything is, I don't know. Like I'll show up somewhere and I'll be like, fuck, it's Easter. No idea. To me, they say, you want to do these gigs? And I go, yep. And I jump on it. And then when it comes, I'm like, what the fuck? Cinco de Mayo, the worst time to gig besides St. Patrick's Day, which is this Friday. I just saw that on my calendar. It's like, shit show when you're doing comedy on those terrible rookie drinking holidays. They're not even holidays, really. I mean, what are they? I don't know. Anyway, so it was great to be out in Fort Collins again. And man, I would shoot a special in there. It's such a magic room. It's just basically, if you've ever been to UCB in Los Angeles on Franklin, it's kind of like a mini UCB. And it just has this vibe. The laughs pop like crazy. It's called the Comedy Fort because of Fort Collins, but it also feels to me like a cool fort. It actually is like a comedy fort. Great food around there. And the weather was good. It was 50 degrees, snowed like crazy the week before. But great weather. They got this place, it's called Illegal Pete's. And it's like what Chipotle wishes they were. I wish there was an Illegal Pete's all over America. It's just super clean. I guess it's local, produce and stuff. So it just tastes fantastic. And their hot sauce is amazing. Illegal Pete's. And then they got another place that's been there like 100 years or something. I think it's the Silver Diner. So good food. Amazing comedy club. The owner, David, is just fantastic. So yeah, man, thank you for coming out. And some people had seen me there in July and came back out again. And thank God I had a bunch of new material. I've been working on a bunch of new material. And I would say this weekend, I'm finally feeling pretty good about running an hour after being down all this time since COVID. Running an hour is just it's so insane, man. It's absolutely hard. I don't care what anybody says. It's easy to run a shitty hour. Just be up there, do crowd work and tell some, mediocre jokes, but to put together a full hour that has a great thread and kind of a semi theme, it's almost impossible if you're, not doing it every weekend. So after a bunch of weekends in a row, I feel pretty damn good. And I think that if I could do like 10 weekends in a row, man, I would just be smashing. But I felt pretty damn good about headlining. I got to say that. And thank you again for everybody that came out. What do we got? I got on the list here. Gary Rossington passed away. And this is just horrific. He was the last original member of Lynyrd Skynyrd. I've said it over and over years and years that I love Skynyrd, and he's gone. I never went to go see Lynyrd Skynyrd after the plane crash. I never saw him before the plane crash, but after the plane crash, I never went to see him because it just was not, didn't feel right to me. And I stuck with that the entire span of the Skynyrd lineups all the way up until last night. I believe they played. Gary Rossington's gone. They're out there playing, and it is a full-blown cover band. And if you're one of those people that was like, I never saw Skynyrd, so I'm going to see him. Well, you're not seeing Skynyrd. You're seeing the name. You're seeing the name Lynyrd Skynyrd, but there was no one in that band that is an original member of Lynyrd Skynyrd. It's a lot like going to see Foreigner, and my rage on Foreigner. I just I can't really blame the band anymore because the people go, and I don't know if they don't know or they don't care or they got free tickets or what, but I just can't imagine going to see Lynyrd Skynyrd right now with no original members. That is just mind-boggling to me. That is a tribute band. That is what that is. And that's what Foreigner is. And a lot of bands have like one member left, and I get it. They got to make a living. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying you're not going to get any of my money or respect. It's crazy to me. It is crazy to me that Rossington died a few days ago, and there's the band out there playing a couple nights later with a video behind him like, he passed away, but we're still here, So I don't know. That's a mini rage right there. I'm not really furious about it because, like I said, I never went to see Skynyrd, even when they had a lot of the original members. Just didn't feel right to me. But now, man, I couldn't imagine. A lot of those bands, they said that, they were going to do that farewell tribute to Skynyrd years and years ago, the first run. And they've been going ever since. So Gary Rossington, one of the greatest guitar players of all time and songwriters. And I truly believe totally underrated. Totally underrated. If you have not seen the Skynyrd documentary, I would highly recommend this. It is just incredible what this band created. The greatest U.S. rock band. I was talking to Greg Dooley about it a couple days ago. And, there's the argument, is it ZZ Top? Is it Aerosmith? Is it Van Halen? Or is it Skynyrd? And I would say for me, it's definitely Skynyrd. Aerosmith is definitely up in there. And Aerosmith still running all the original members, although I do not think that the drummer is in the band anymore, or he's injured or something's going on there. But you cannot deny how powerful Skynyrd is. I think the greatest rock footage of Skynyrd is that Day in the Green. There's like 3 songs from the Day in the Green when they played. And to watch that Freebird and Gary's slide work on the SG, it is unreal to see 65,000 people. I posted it on my Instagram, just going crazy for Freebird. Freebird never gets old to me. I was talking about how I want to invent this app to where you could plug it in on your stereo or your car radio, and it won't play songs that you don't ever want to hear again. I call it Nope. So, Sirius XM, they always fire up Thin Lizzy and its boys are back in town, and it's like they got so many good songs. So Nope. Anyway, with Skynyrd, I never pass on Freebird. I don't change the channel. It's never gets old to me ever, because to hear that guitar outro, it is just unreal to me. And it never gets old, because you just listen to it, you go like, first of all, recording that in the studio, that's just incredible that they caught that lightning in a bottle. Just to hear how insane the three guitars are, you know, and Steve Gaines, once he's in there, and they're just doing the three guitar attack, Day in the Green. Anyway, Rossington. Go check out that footage and check out the documentary. If you have not seen the documentary, it is just a scorcher. You know, they got together. Rossington wanted to play baseball, which is crazy. He wanted to be on the Yankees. Can you imagine if that would have happened? He was like a great baseball player. We would have never gotten fucking Tuesday's Gone or Freebird, Give Me Back My Bullets, or any of the great riffs. And Rossington's tone. His tone is incredible. I posted a video of me seeing his 59 Les Paul Bernice at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Ohio. Years back, I was doing a comedy club there, and they invited me down. I went recently with Marcus King and the band, and we went on one of those backstage tours where they take you behind the scenes and show you guitars that are in the vaults. But when I went solo, I went back there, and which, by the way, I saw Joe Bonamassa went recently, and they had Alan Colllins Carina Explorer there. So when I went, they're like, you want to see something special? And they just have these drawers, and they just slid out this drawer, and there it was, Bernice, his 59 Les Paul. And man, it stopped me in my fucking tracks. And I've told the story before, but I'm just telling you right now as I'm reminiscing over Gary Rossington. That guitar, I looked at it for about a half hour. The back, the fretboard, the pickups, the patina all over, the finish, the color, perfect kind of faded honey amber. Unreal. Just to see that guitar and look at it right there and go, that's his Les Paul, which I wonder where it is today. There's got to be a battle going on behind scenes. Hopefully his family has it. I don't know what's going on, but he had that killer SG and he had that Les Paul. And one of my regrets, I had the Murphy Gary Rossington Les Paul reissue. And I sold it to this guy that worked at Bill Wall Leather. That's one of my regrets. Regret selling guitars was that one. I mean, I don't regret it. If it was here, I wouldn't be playing it. But it was a really cool guitar. He had put the gold hardware on his Les Paul, and it was all worn out, like the pickup covers and stuff. And it just looked so cool. And I had one. But I would love to know where that 59 Les Paul is today, because they said those guitars are on loan from time and time again. Like they loan it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, then the people get it back, then they loan it again. So it'd be really cool to know where that is. And I wonder if it's going to go up for sale. I'm sure it will. And I wonder how much it'll get. Now, if you watch him on the Day in the Green footage, he's playing all the slide stuff on the Gibson SG. And I never got to talk to Gary. I wish I could have, because I would love to ask him what would make him go back and forth. Why would he be on the SG sometimes and the Les Paul other times? He played the Les Paul a lot. And man, hopefully that SG's around still too. They did do an SG reissue of his guitar also. So Gary Rossington, fly high, my brother, survived a plane crash, multiple heart attacks, heavy drug addiction, a brutal car crash that Smell was wrote about, hitting the oak tree up in my way. This guy had 9 lives, man. He was real deal. The guy lived it hard. And, that's that old 70s rock and roll star, man. They just, they were out on the road all the time, lonely, pre-cell phones and all that, just be in your hotel bored, partying on, man. So Gary Rossington, last original member of Lynyrd Skynyrd. And still to this day, I would say weekly, I play that One More from the Road. That's one of the greatest live records. I absolutely love it. Burr and I did the Fox Theater in Atlanta where that was recorded. We did it last year. And when you walk on, it says, play it pretty for Atlanta. I was so fired up to play that place, the Fox Theater. Still think about it to this day, just being in there and them saving that place. It was going to get the Wrecking Ball, and they said, look, we'll come and play 3 nights free, donate the money to save this place. And that's what they did, and they recorded it and put out one of the greatest live records ever by a rock band. Steve Gaines is new in the band at the time, and Cassie's brother. And it was just magic. It caught magic. Opened with Working for MCA, which is one of my favorite Skynyrd songs. Just a song about getting a record deal and warning the people not to rip them off. Great lyrics, great band. And God, it's gonna miss him. Gary Rossington, man. Keep rocking, brother. Last night, Oscars were happening last night. I was talking to somebody and they were like, yeah, I don't watch that, man. They throw their politics around in there. I always know what that means, But, the Oscars were fantastic last night. I watched them, of course, coming off the year of the Chris Rock slap. I can't believe it's been a year. That Chris Rock slap felt like it was maybe about 6 months ago. And man, it's still news because Chris just dropped his special and he did the big closing bit on the Will Smith slap. And man, it's just a funny world we live in. Just to think about Will Smith slapped that fucker on the face, didn't get arrested, didn't get any kind of, criminal stuff, struck a man on TV. Wow. I wonder if he'll ever bounce back from that. You guys think Will Smith will bounce back from that slap? It's pretty wild. They made some great jokes on it last night. There were some good jokes on it last night, I got to say, And also, shout out to Lady Gaga. Just smoking it with the no makeup on, holy jeans and a black t-shirt, singing that Top Gun song. Unreal how great she sounded. Gaga's a real deal, man. She just is way up there in my book. Writes songs, plays instruments, sings for real with no auto-tune. Now, I'm not the old man going like, that's how you do it. But that is fucking how you do it. You got to be extra blown away that she is the trifecta. Voice, songwriting, and musician, which is so crazy rare in that world of pop. And I don't even consider her like a pop star at all. I consider her a full-on artist. She basically kind of just took what Madonna was doing and just crushed it 1,000 times higher. Because Madonna, I'm not sure she wrote her songs, and I don't think she played an instrument. There's a time where she was just kind of pressing some strings. Monty Pittman taught her some guitar. I know that. But, Lady Gaga, just killer. Just killer. And she crushed it at the Academy Awards. And also, by the way, I always watch the Academy Awards every year. And this is the first year where I hadn't really seen any of the movies. And I've been talking about it on my podcast for a long time, how I just haven't gone to the movies. And it was something I did every week. And I got to get back into the rhythm of that. It's such a great escape. I would go solo, usually on a Tuesday at like noon, and see a new movie every week. And it's hard for me to get back into it. And I don't know why, but I need to start doing it. It also really helps with writing comedy, not writing about the movie, but maybe stuff you see in the movie jogs some jokes in your brain. So I gotta do that, because a lot of the movies that were up for Best Picture looked great. Now, I had seen Elvis on an airplane flight, and I had seen Top Gun at the theater, which I loved, Maverick. But there's some movies on here, let me get the list, that I really, look like films that I would love. And I'm going to see them. Of course, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I know I'm going to love this movie. And Ian Edwards had said, you need to see it. And that was like a year ago, I remember. And I kept trying to go see it, but I was out on tour with Marcus King, and there was just no time to go to the theater and sit down for a couple hours. And there's a few movies I don't want to see on my computer, or, I don't have a TV. And my rule is always, if I don't see it in the theater, I usually don't see it. But I know all these movies in LA will be back in the theater for a couple weeks because of the Oscars hype. But I really want to see Everything Everywhere All at Once. Tar, I heard, is fantastic. And I love Cate Blanchett. I absolutely love her. She's just a killer actress. Triangle Sadness, I saw Woody Harrelson is in that. I don't know what that's about, but I think I need to see that. Women Talking, I heard, is fantastic. All Quiet on the Western Front, need to see that. I'm always into these war films. And Avatar, I should see it, but I probably won't see that. But the Banshees of Inisherin, I've got to see that. And The Fabelmans, which is the Spielberg, basically a story about his life. I watched the Oscars last night, Gertie and I. I was just so burnt, man. That clock change, this is the time zone this side of the clock is what I love, where it gets dark later. There's nothing worse than this other shit time zone where at 4:00 it's dark and you're just ready for bed. Oh, I hate that time zone. I like this one where it stays light till around 9. So I'm not all fried, because around 4:00 it gets dark. I'm ready for bed and I got to go out and do comedy. I'm like ready to go to sleep at like 4 p.m. But anyway, I want to go see those movies. And I came home fried from Fort Collins, only a couple hours sleep, took a nap, then woke up and started watching the Oscars. And, it was good. I liked it a lot. And I was funny because I watched the Oscars for all kinds of stuff. I love fashion, People are like, yeah, fucking dummies, man. Look at those billionaires on the red carpet. They're fucking I love people. They just trash me. Trash successful artists. Fucking fuck them, man. Fucking man. I love watching the fashion. I look at the watches, trying to see the watches. Omega's paying everyone to wear watches this year. Rolex had 1 million commercials in between the Oscars. Wild, Lenny Kravitz Lenny Kravitz looked great, sounded great. Lenny Kravitz has been a goddamn rock star for like 35 years. I remember the first time I saw Lenny Kravitz, he opened for Tom Petty on that Free Falling Into the Great Wide Open tour, Oakland Coliseum. And that Lenny Kravitz first record, Mr. Cab Driver, and Let Love Rule. All of that record is so good. It's got all that Beatles flavor and shit. And I'm thinking about, look how Lenny Kravitz, how long he has been killing it. And the great thing about him is, it's like he doesn't drop the ball. He looks great. He sounds great. He puts out each record always has some fire songs on it. Still got that Craig Ross on guitar with him. And my man on the drums. It's just crazy watching Kravitz kill it last night. What else was good on there? The Whale. I want to see The Whale. That's what I want to see. Because I heard, what's his name one? Let me get this here. The Whale. What was the guy's name on The Whale? Shit, man. Where is it? Here it is. Brendan Fraser. Wild story on this Academy Awards. Brendan Fraser, he beats out basically the kid that played Elvis, Austin Butler. And I was kind of happy about that because Austin Butler, he did a great job as Elvis. But I like when somebody creates a character from scratch. Of course they're reading somebody else's lines, but when they don't have some kind of thing to go off of, like, when you're looking at Elvis's career, you can pretty much really just, if you've got mad talent like Austin does, you can, dig in and become Elvis because you have something to kind of work off of. But, what I saw from the Whale clips, I was like, man, like the makeup and everything he had to go through. I'm like, I'm in on this. Also, I don't like to read what these movies are about. I can see, in my mind, I'm looking at The Whale and I'm like, well, he's a heavy man. So it must be like some nickname that he got in school. Here comes the whale. In my mind, that's what I'm thinking what it is about. But I don't know. Is it a fat shaming movie? We will see. I don't like to Google and find out what it's about. Anyway, so a lot of movies I'm going to go see this week. I'm off for like 3 weeks. I'm not off. I work every night. Comedy Store tonight, by the way. And gigs all week here in LA. But I'm not on the road. So I kind of want to dig in and watch some movies and fire up some joke writing, There was some corny shit. Like they had somebody dressed up as a cocaine bear. They're just throwing cocaine around. I love it. Back in the days, you couldn't just talk about cocaine at the Academy Awards. Everybody was on it. 70s, whole crowd in between commercials, slipping in, doing bumps, doing commercial bumps, coming back, just squirming in their chair. Can't wait till we go over to Spago's and do some drinking with Jack Nicholson. Yeah. Spago's. Oh, man. Academy Awards. All right. Anyway, I want to see those movies. I really want to see that the fucking movie that won everything everywhere all at once. That thing just crushed it. What else we got going? Let me see here. I'm just I was supposed to interview Phil Lewis today, and I don't know. This is Phil Lewis. I was just talking to Chase about this, how I used to, when I sold motorcycles, there was this guy, he came in on Tuesday. We were always closed on Monday. He came in Tuesday an hour late, and they're like, dude, you're an hour late. He's like, no, I'm not. And he looks at his watch and forgets to set it forward. Anyway, Phil Lewis said that he forgot to set his clock forward here on Monday, 2 days after. So I don't know, maybe reschedule this week and get him on. Phil Lewis of LA Guns, which is, I was doing all my research to interview him because I've seen LA Guns since 1988. And I got to tell you, Phil Lewis is, he's a great singer. He has his own sound and he can sing like a motherfucker. And that band in 88, 89, they were powerful. They weren't your tumbleweed Sunset Strip rock. These guys, I saw them open for AC/DC. They did an AC/DC tour, and full respect. They're, opening for AC/DC is fucking hard. People just be booing you and shit. These guys were destroying it. And for a couple records there, they were just unreal, LA Guns. So hopefully we'll reschedule. They got a new record coming out called Black Diamond. Tracy Guns produced it. And I got to tell you, man, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's a pretty goddamn good record. Here we are in 2023. They've been a band since 1987. They're putting records out. And this record is damn good. Damn good. Some of it sounds like Zeppelin. Some of it sounds like Sex Pistols. It's kind of edgy and all over the board. So hats off to them. And hopefully we'll get Phil on here, rescheduled. So that's why I'm just kind of here on the couch doing this bonus episode, solo episode, which I love doing the solo episodes. And it seems that people dig them also, which means a lot to me because, they're fun just to sit down and press play and see what comes out. I will tell you this. Somebody turned me on to a couple bands I got turned on to this week. One of them is Looking Glass. And it's not that 70s Looking Glass band. It is a band from Australia, which how many fucking great bands has Australia produced? This is insane. Something in the water over there. Like in America, we got these little pockets like Seattle happened from 90 to 92 or whatever. And Detroit, Motor City sound, and the San Francisco psychedelic hippie sound. These are all like really short scenes, like 1 or 2 years. But Australia, and of course, America has produced some of the greatest bands all the time. I'm not an idiot, but I'm just saying it's wild how many great bands have come out of Australia. And this band, Looking Glass, stoner rock, I'll tell you right now, they got an EP that came out in 2006, and I'm just hearing about it. Somebody sent me this song, Acid Tongue, and it just blew my fucking mind. I was like, wow, how have I not heard this band? And thank God I haven't, because now I got another fucking band to listen to. And just unreal. It's a 5-song EP, Acid Tongue. Check it out. Great album cover. I'd love to see these guys. 2006. Unreal that I have not heard of this band. But now I'm going to spread the word on it right here. And then the other one that somebody turned me on to that I thought was pretty damn good is, let me look here. Got to get this. It was kind of a countryish, Grateful Dead, Mother Hips meets maybe some, what else? Wilco-y, but it's got a lot of country in there. And here it is right here. So somebody turned me on to it. The song I saw on YouTube was Darlin' Corey, Arkansas Traveler. I guess it's 2 songs. Daniel Donato's Cosmic Country. I hope I said his name right, Donato's. I hit up Greg from the Mother Hips, and he said he'd been listening to this kid for years. He's playing I believe, surf green Telecaster that looks like it might be my old fucking Telecaster. It's a custom shop, slab board, fretboard, so 59 to kind of 62-ish slab telly, surf green, maybe sea foam, because when they age them at the relic shop, it's kind of different eras, but really fucking good. And there's this live video from their sold out show at the Bright Box in Winchester, Virginia. Now, I've done zero research on where they're from or who they are or anything, because I just got turned on to him, and I'm looking forward to digging into it. But this guy can play and he can sing, and a lot like Marcus King, man. He's I still got to check out the songwriting, but from what I heard, I was way into it. And they look cool. And holy shit, is their B3 player a smoker, man? This guy is unreal on the B3 and the piano. So Daniel Donatos, Donatos, Cosmic Country. Really good. I posted it up on my Twitter. So check out that. The clips on the Twitter, which, by the way, this other guy, it's, people turn me on to music all the time. I'm not some fucking, genius over here just finding stuff out of the sky. Sometimes I hear it in a restaurant or a coffee shop or airplane or something. Or sometimes I'm in a record store and I hear it, or people send me over shit and I'm like, hey, man, that's fucking good. And then I spread the word. But it's funny. This guy tweeted at me today and he said, when you get a chance, check out the new rock band. I'm not going to say the name because I don't even want to promote the band because I hated it so much. And you know how I always say, promote what's great, not what you hate. That's why I'm not dropping the band name. But it was awful. It was awful. And it was like really bad 80s rock. And there seems to be this resurgence of bad 80s rock. And I've said it over and over where people go, these guys are keeping rock alive. And it's not even close to the truth. And I've said it a million times how rude that is to bands that have been playing rock for the last 20 years, like a Rival Sons or a Mastodon or all these bands that are crushing rock bands, Neil Francis, Marcus King, tons of great, great bands that have been playing rock. And for some reason, these people that just have a small mind and a small thought of what they think were the good old days, no good music anymore, and all that. It's funny how they think, well, this band, they got a wallet chain and they, yeah, come on, baby. Yeah, get in the back seat. It's mind-boggling to me because the songwriting is atrocious and it's like SNL spoofs. It looks like a Saturday Night Live parody of an 80s band. A lot of these bands, I would say about 95% of them that I've seen, and I know I grew up like, if you let's just say this right now. If you go, I watched earlier today YouTube LA Guns in Tokyo 1988 and watch that fucking band and watch how powerful and crushing and how great the songs are, and then put on any of these bands or put on a Jane's Addiction 80s band or put on GNR right up until the first few weeks of the Illusion records, or put on who else can we put on from that era? These bands, and watch how fucking crushing they are and how many good songs they have on their records. And then put your these guys are saving rock up right now. It's not even close. It's not even close, man. They're basically versions of bad versions of the bands that were way, way down there on the 80s hair metal list. And it is very interesting to me how I think, are people listening to the songs or are they just going for the look? Like, here's somebody saving rock because they got like, some tight pants on and a wallet chain and long hair. And it's always not always. I'll get surprised, but it's always some really bad easy chords, A, C, D, or, G, A, B, and then always bad lyrics. Yeah, I'm going to taste you, baby. Oh, man. Holy shit. Now, if you're into it, cool. That is totally cool. But to say they're saving rock, or these guys are firing up the rock world again, it's just really lunacy. Anyway, so it was great to hear this band today that I was turned on to, and I was pretty fired up about it. Cosmic Country. And also, of course, like I said, something from 2006 that I had no idea about, Looking Glass. I don't know if you could see this. No, you can't. I was going to show. Oh, there it is. You can kind of see what the cover looks like. Anyway, Looking Glass. Check that out. Also, I do want to shout out once again, thank you to everybody that's joined my Patreon. New Patreoners out there. Eamon Connor, thank you so much. Javier Gago, David Lassiter, and Hugh Craig, the return of Hugh Craig, thank you. And Trash Hook, Trash Pork, that's the name they have down. Joining the Patreon. Thank you so much. Hoping to do a Zoom maybe tomorrow, Tuesday the 14th. One thing that I will say, and I wanted to mention this earlier, and I slipped on it, but it was really I was really emotional last night watching the Academy Awards for two reasons. My mom used to love watching it. My mom loved the Academy Awards. She's the one that got me into it when I was young. And she just loved watching the stars, and she dug all that stuff. And it just, I was just dying. I was choking up there in my bedroom, laying down, watching it, as these people would win and they'd thank their mom, all of them immediately last night. And it was really just brutal to me. It was just, I'm never going to get over my mom being gone. And I get these severe pockets of emotions that I just start falling apart. And last night was one of those nights, because I had said this before. I was hoping my mom would live long enough to where I would have some great success and be able to thank her on some kind of platform. I always thanked her whenever I was doing something, or I would call her. And but I really wanted to have some success, be able to set her up. And that's why I was busting my ass so hard. One of the reasons was to be able to let her just chill in the back half of her life, because it was just, Social Security, and it's just horrible growing old on your own with no money. It is a reality that could happen to me, and it's just the truth. But I love what I do. And I love what I do. So I gamble on it, and go as long as I can till I can't do it anymore. But to see these people, a lot of their moms were still alive and they got to thank them. It's just amazing to, it's wild. I was tore up. It was tearing me up, because I was like, God, my mom, she, I headlined four shows this weekend. They were sold out. I would have called her and said they were sold out. Her birthday's in 2 days. She would have been 79 on the 15th. And everything's just fucking weighing on me. and I'm trying to stay busy, and I'm trying to stay positive, and I'm trying not to fucking explode in anger. That's the hardest part. I remember Burr was like, yeah, you got to grieve as much as you can, so you don't just fucking lose it at the Starbucks. I said oat milk, you fucking rah! So I try to keep it together. And, she would have been 79 on the 15th. I love you, Mom. And happy birthday. And fuck, man. It's crazy. It's rough. It is rough. Thanks everybody for real tuning into the podcast every week. It means a lot to me. I took that time off, and you always fear that people forget about the podcast. I love doing it. I love doing it for you guys. Let's see. No road dates. I got one coming up with Burr in Texas. When is that? It's on his website, billburr.com. Tickets are on sale right now. We're doing Texas, I believe, on the 14th of April. And then we're going to go to the MotoGP. I cannot wait for that. And then I'm with Burr this week in LA, or next week, a benefit show on the 21st. I don't know where that is because I don't have my shit together. But some Burr dates, some more headlining dates. Oh, yeah, and I'm going to be in Vegas Easter week. So April 3rd through the 9th, I will be at the Comedy Cellar at the Rio Hotel. Gertie will be there with me. Gertie loves a little Vegas. Pulling up to the tables, right, Gerds? Gertie. Real quick, sponsor. Gotta love these guys. Skynyrd and Strange. My one-stop shop for everything. Boots, leather jackets, denim, and good vibes. Skynyrd and Strange. New York City, New Mexico, and Oakland/Berkeley, California. Tell them I sent you. You'll get a little tasty discount. SkynyrDandStrange.com or their Instagram. They got all the best stuff. Momotaro denim, which is what I wear. Real McCoy's jackets. I got a Real McCoy's varsity jacket recently. I'm loving that thing. A lot of Real McCoy's. I think Real McCoy's is the greatest brand of all time ever to come out of Japan. And they do an excellent shot style, excellent style buko. And they do have a shot style kind of regular leather jacket, but I like the buko D pockets. I like the buko J100s. SkynyrDandStrange.com. Also, dog food time, MigosDog.com. They got a special going on right now. Go to MigosDog.com, sign up for a subscription. They deliver to anyone in the Los Angeles area. They'll bring the dog food right to you, or go to Erewhon or the Healthy Spot and pick up some Migos Dog, human-grade food made in Malibu, California. Gertie has been eating this stuff for about 7 months now. I notice her fur is amazing. She's eased up on the crazy itching and allergies. She doesn't have any of that. And her poops are amazing. Gertie's poops are amazing. Anyway, MigosDog.com. If you want your dog's poop to be amazing, check out Migos. Amazing food. They've got duck. They got beef coming out. What else they have? They have salmon. Gertie does the salmon. Amazing poops. Yes, Migos.com. And a lot of new merch. Dean Delray, the merch is restocked, the Perry Shaw shirt and the Gertie hoodies. DeanDelray.com for merch and your tour dates. Okay, a couple more things, and then we will get out of here. Thank you again for tuning in. And thank you for coming out to the shows. I'm looking at my notes here, and it's so funny. There's a note here. says Alter Who Rehab. I don't know what that is, because I'm sure the fucking stupid spell check fucked up. And now I have no idea what Alter Who Rehab is. It was like a couple days ago, I was reading some notes and there was a name on my jokes. I had like a long strip of notes for headlining. I kind of write down everything, bullet points. And I just like to write out all the jokes, not the whole joke, but before I go on. And then I wrote down this name, and it was like, Harry, I don't know. It was some name, Billy Sam. I don't know. I can't even fucking think of a name right now. And then I got to the jokes, and I was like, what is that joke? I was looking at it for like 10 minutes. I was like, what is the fucking Billy Sam joke? What is that? The fuck Billy Sam? Because that's how I write down the jokes. Where's the thing at? If I had one here, I'd show you. But I go to write down the jokes, and I just write down shit. Anyway, Billy Sam, then I realized it was someone that I had to put on the guest list. And I was like, fuck. It's so dumb. So dumb. Oh, yeah, Gertie. Anyway, okay. Oh, one last thing. This is my last thing I got on the notes. So, Rolling, I always say, like I said earlier, promote what's great, not what you hate. So Rolling Stone had put together a list of, I think it was like the top 10 worst metal albums, and Saint Anger was in there. First of all, why even do that, Rolling Stone? Like, that's a sad year. Let's put together a list of the top worst albums. Like, why? Who cares? If it's bad, why do you want to let people know? Also, some people, your readers or whatever, might love those records. It's crazy. So there was Saint Anger, of course. And, everybody knows I like Saint Anger. I've been talking about it for years. People complaining about the fucking stupid snare sound or whatever, no leads, whatever. So I write up on Twitter, Saint Anger, wake up, man. I keep fucking telling people that record it's fucking metal. It's a lot like when my other favorite Metallica, Saint Anger's not my favorite, but my favorite Metallica album, Justice, came out. People were like, the no bass. And I don't understand the songs. They're long and weird. And But, it's crazy to think about how if you put on this record, man, it's fucking potent. It's a goddamn metal record, man. And so, I just shouted out, hey, wake up, people. This record's great. And then here comes some fucking dick. And that's why I don't engage with people on Twitter ever. But I feel like I always got to support Saint Anger, and I support Metallica on whatever they do, just because they're fucking great. And if you're around as long as they are, you're going to have people that aren't going to like stuff. So, some guy goes, stop dying on that hill. Stop dying on that hill, dude. When I read shit like that, that's how I read it. And I read it in some fucking shitty dude's voice. Dude, why don't you just stop dying on that hill? Get out of here. Saint Anger sucks. Stop dying on that hill. It's like, fuck you. I'm sure you got some record in your collection that is like shit to me. Stop dying on that hill. Unbelievable. Anyway, I don't even know where I was going with that, but I was just fucking somebody to actually tweet out to tell somebody, stop dying on that hill. I like Saint Anger. That's how it is, dude. That's how this world is. We all like different stuff. That's why we're all fucking hating each other right now. Because it's like some people like this, other people like that, and then like, fuck him. It's weird. Nobody can have different taste or views or anything without the other person just going, fuck you, fucking hate you, you fucking bald fucking dick, fuck you and your dumb glasses and your fucking dog. It's crazy, right, Gertie? Uh-oh, Gertie's getting the blanket. Anyway, relax, people. Relax a little bit out there, you know? People like different shit. You know what I'm saying? I hate broccoli. You probably love broccoli. I'm not like, fuck you and your fucking broccoli breath. It's just how it is, man. If everybody was the same, this planet would be a piece of shit. Just boring. Oh my God. It's all great. We love everything. Everything's great. Everybody likes exactly what I like. So these are the people I'm going to align myself with. And if you don't like what I like, fuck you. Anyway, keep the candles lit, everybody. And see you on the Patreon and see you out at the comedy clubs. And go check out that a couple of those music recommendations I've given you. And I love you guys. Keep the candles lit.